Hey guys, I'm Sarah Louise and welcome back to my channel. So I wanted to do a video today, slightly changing the definition of shame. Now, a lot of us think of shame as such an awful thing, that it's so bad to have shame and to experience shame and we must eradicate shame. Whereas I personally see it a little bit differently. I see shame as actually a positive emotion and something very positive for the human condition, because I think shame actually drives forward movement. It drives self-improvement. It drives us just becoming better versions of ourselves. If shame didn't exist, why would we ever improve or want to be better? Because we just think that we were amazing with everything we did. If we didn't have that kind of little inkling of, oh my God, I'm a little bit ashamed of this piece of work, or I'm a little bit ashamed of the way I behaved in that situation, we wouldn't want to do better in life, right? So I actually love shame. I think shame has been the driving force behind the majority of the work that I've done on myself, which has now positively affected my whole life. Now, obviously, there's times when shame isn't great, like when it's something that you can't change, or when you then feel bad. So in my opinion, shame is something that you should observe and use as a driving force to do better. But I don't believe in shame as something that you hold against yourself and feel bad about. Like, if we could stop feeling bad about shame, or really bad about shame long term, and we could just accept that momentary feeling and use it as a driving force to be like, I never want to feel like that again, or I never want to behave like that again, or I never want to do that again, then we can use it as a driving force. If we think, oh, I'm so ashamed about something I did 10 years ago, that's obviously a different type of energy. It's an unuseful kind of shame because we've moved on. We've left that behind. There's absolutely no point in still thinking about it other than a driving force to move forward. Stop making it mean something about ourselves, that because we did that, we're this. Like, if you don't make it about yourself, you just see it as something that you did or you had, and you didn't want to behave that way, or you knew that wasn't the optimal way you could behave or the optimal work you could put out. So you've improved yourself. That's the optimal way to use shame. If you make it an identity, that's when it's problematic. Like, oh, I'm this because I did this. Then you've made that shame your identity, and then it starts to become harmful and problematic rather than helpful. So in my opinion, shame is actually a fantastic energy when utilized right, as something to springboard us forwards versus something to like take on as an identity coat and make it mean that we are less, or we mean less. No, it's a thing that we can momentarily experience to do better, not a coat that we have to wear and walk around with because we did something, in the past. Some stuff you can't change, right? And that's when you have to accept it, like accept that moment. And some things we can change, and therefore shame is a propellant. Like, I don't think there's anyone around that's not chased someone that they've really had feelings for, right? Like, I doubt that there's many people that have never really, really fallen for somebody and chased them to an embarrassing level, or not even chased them, but like, let themselves down a little bit because they've very clearly just been a bit desperate and a bit of a walkover and had low boundaries. But you know what? That actual shame was a driving force to never do that again. Like, how many of us have felt that way and then thought, I don't ever want to be like that again. I don't want to be desperate. I'm going to go away and I'm going to do some work on myself so I never behave like that again, because that was shameful and it was embarrassing. But we can have a giggle about it and we don't take it on as an identity. You've kind of healed from it when you can laugh about it and say, oh my gosh, that was so shameful that I did that. And it's the same with a piece of artwork. It's okay to be like, oh my God, I didn't draw this person very well. But I'm going to get better and I'm going to draw better and I'm going to be able to draw people better. That's how to use shame appropriately. If you're like, oh, I drew this person really bad and I'm a bad artist and that means something about me and that means something about, then you've just lost it. That is never going to be helpful. But if you can use it to be like, oh my God, that's not very good, I really want to get better, that's fantastic. That's like a growth energy. And I think in society we've kind of made it almost bad to feel ashamed, that we have to accept absolutely everything. But there's no growth with that. Like, if you just accept absolutely everything and you never feel bad about anything, then you're probably not going to grow, because you're going to be like, oh, it's okay that I draw stick people. That's fine. You know, it's okay that I don't go to the gym and I don't exercise and I don't feel great about myself, because, you know, I just think people have gone too far with the like avoidance of shame, and actually we could utilize shame in a really, really productive way to become the best versions of ourselves. And that's my video for today. What do you think? Let me know in the comments. All right, bye-bye.